Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode inside the Daihatsu Atrai Turbo Camper Van, Transformer Van, Camper. it wears a lot of hats. It's a sports car, it's an RV, it is what it is, and it's pretty damn cool. But yeah, we're just in here tonight, and I'm just kind of feeling things out and getting used to staying in her and moving around in her, just general operation testing. But she's looking really good, and we're going to discuss a couple more points today on the temperature variations of it. I actually, for like one of the first times in its life, left it outside in the sun to be baked in the sun. Came out there around 5 o'clock in the afternoon and stuck my head in, and man, it gets, even though it's a white car, it has black surfaces on the outside of it, and those windows and stuff were really pulling the heat, plus the sunroof was open and it really pulled in the heat. I've got her closed now because I was seeing if that makes a huge difference. I'm pretty sure it will. But yeah, we have just been totally digging it. First of all, this is the entertainment system. This is a notebook that was sponsored on Amazon, and I said, well, that's good specs for the price, so I grabbed one. I really have been happy with it. It's for what it is. It's probably not going to play a lot of video games, but like I'm watching one of my favorite YouTube shows right here, which is YBS Youngbloods. Oh, and if you're watching YBS, I hate you. Look at that water. And this dude does. He makes a living at it. He makes a living at it, just island tromping with his hot Spanish girlfriend and eating coconut crabs and oh. But we're gonna try to do it up at the wealth around us as good as we can. I don't own a Sea Strider, but I certainly do own this little jewel. Here, let's turn the lights on, see what you think. My genius neighbor, who is a seamstress, she built me the circuit board curtains. Just lay back and get you a better shot of it. But yeah, it has circuit board magnetic curtains, and they're real versatile. You can use them just about any way you want. They are backed by neodymium magnets plates, and they stick real well to any surface, but they don't stick so hard when they get stuck to each other that they'll rip the fabric. So they're thumbs up. Over here, and as you can see, this one, it already had existing curtain rods, so we just did some ties like a tent curtain. But yeah, we have fully functional curtains. Those windows are so dark, in fact, I can barely see through them. The street lamp is on, and you can see the neighbor's house over there. So yeah, we got a couple more of these curtains to do, the front windows, and then I'm going to do something for that windshield. So it's completely enclosed in here, but we can go through a bunch of different like if I wanted to get out of the car, I would just sit in here with the red light like this for a minute or so, and then it doesn't destroy my night vision, which is cool. And we can do Energon purple and be like we're actually sleeping inside the Transformer. You know something? But this time I figured we'd talk about, I've seen a lot of these videos about things like this right here. It's evaporative cooling. It's the Arctic air, whatever it is. We've seen that, and it did not go over well with the people who used it. They were like, yeah, it's just garbage, it's going back. I would have thought that about this thing too, but it is making it a little more tolerable in here. Here, let's face it at me and see if that does any better. The only thing about it, you can see this mist that it's letting off. It's not necessarily an evaporative one as it is a mister, and there's cold ice water in there. You can see on the second tier little stand, we have the supply of it. Now, it is 80 something degrees out tonight. It's like dang sun. I noticed that when I stopped earlier. I rolled down the windows in the Prado, and it was real muggy out, real nasty. Oh, is that top window? Oh no, it's not. It's working. Never mind. Try to get it up here a little more in the face. But, well, yeah, that feels a lot better right there. Yeah, it feels a lot better. So, yeah, that is a rudimentary form of air conditioning. I mean, it's not the greatest, and I would want to park somewhere in a shade, or maybe get me one of those easy up shades about this size, and just a 10 by 10 easy up, and pop and get this thing out of the direct sun, and that would work theoretically. I'm going to try it. Actually, I ought to push it into the garage tomorrow, let it be in the shade, but see what the actual temperature variations are near the bed area with this. Now, the problem with it is it's going to increase and increase and increase the humidity in here. That can be a bad thing. That can cause all this stuff is like resistant to mildew and stuff like that, but it can cause mildew and hell, even mold. This thing, obviously, at some point, I took to that headliner system right here, and you can still see some of it. Like the area for you a little better. The headliner had some darkness and some staining going on, and especially right there on those front sunscreens, the sun visors. They had some kind of a residue on it, and it looked suspiciously organic. So I'm thinking at one point they probably had stored this vehicle and came back to it, and it had grown had some moisture build up in it. You know, Japan's an island nation, and it probably had a little bit of mildew or some growtiness like that going on. But I took some OxyClean and a rag to it, and it really lifted all that stuff off of there. So, but yeah, this thing could easily, if left on too hard, or done too long, like put too many tanks of water through it in one sitting, you might have a moisture problem on your hands, and that is the reality of it. What I was thinking of doing, because this is on shore power right now, so I could do this all night long. I mean, these run on batteries, of course, but other than that, we're good for quite a few days just running like this. It's on shore power. Let me show you. I mean, there seems to be just a little nook or something, and so the cords stay out of your way and everything, but that's 3 outlets, and so I'm not losing any charge on this. I could throw my phone on it with a cord, and then tether it, and it would be Wi-Fi in the field while charging, which is cool. And I'm certain I could run these two on my on both generators, the solar right there, which is supporting the table, or the gasoline one, which I guess would be, I would probably actually have that secured somewhere right there, and then put the bucket up on the seat for transport, so that I have enough room for it and a gas can. But that little Jenny will run like something like this, like that won't even barely draw half of it. These are both very low drain devices, and so yeah, I'm pretty digging it. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to stay in this thing comfortably. What I'm planning on doing with the now that we've got talking, and I've been sitting here in this fan, it does feel awful. I mean, way nicer than it was in here, which was like 80 degrees ambient temperature. It just dropped. Maybe it's down to 78, but I noticed it got real super hot in just about an hour. It was actually nice earlier today, and then it got hot at night, which is something you rarely see in Georgia in September. It's usually when it starts cooling off. But we've got a muggy night on our hands, and it's already much better in here, and it's much more bug free. There are mosquitoes outside for some darnable reason that are absolutely nuts. I mean, just absolutely nuts. Wonder what that circle is. Oh, no, that's your focus point. I did not know that. Or maybe that's for taking pictures. I don't know. Something just popped up on my camera that I don't know. I've never seen it before, and I don't understand. Okay, that's better. And yeah, but let's get you another look at those photorealistic circuit board curtains, which are just hilarious. And that was a really cool, maybe Nick Jimenez and people from way before the fame and all the K-Van fans, maybe that's something you want to get with a seamstress and try. It was real. The stuff to do it was real cheap on Amazon, but they're custom fitted for just what I wanted. The one on the back is totally excellent. It can actually just be slid out of the way, and it had the existing curtain rails. And now for these guys back here, and what I was going to probably consider doing, because one, this thing lets off a lot of heat. I've mentioned that in the last video. This car will get heat soaked after you park it, and you can't shut it right off because it's a turbo, so you want to let all that stuff cool down. But while it's sitting there cooling down, it kind of radiates heat from every part of the body, and then it slowly radiates. In the fall, in the winter, it's going to be awesome because it'll supplement body heat just enough with these curtains on the windows and everything. This thing is pretty well insulated, and it has an underfloor. It has a rear heat option too, so if push comes to shove, I'll turn the engine on a cold night, let it warm up, get some heat going, turn it off, and you can do that in cycles if it gets too bad. Or like I said, I have an electric blanket and a secondary real 200 watt 2 amp heater that little tiny generator can run. This guy would do it for tonight. It really would. This fan, that's not bad. But I was thinking about having one of these windows done to where I can roll it down, because they roll down all the way. I was going to roll it down all the way and then have a panel built, and it's going to house or hold a really small General Electric window unit, which is only 5,000 BTU, which it's going to be about, I don't know, I'd say about yay big. It's actually very, very small, and it's made for small rooms, and it's going to work perfect because it's got mechanical controls and a mechanical thermostat. So we'll set it at 72, 73 on a hot summer day, and even in the sun, a system like that can keep this thing nice and cool no matter what. So that will be indeed RV time, and I will be totally digging it. Shore power would be a cool thing to have, and I've noticed they've got some of these glamping sites now. People are opening up their properties and farms and stuff to be camped at, which would be a lot better than a national forest or a national park. I have heard other other YouTubers saying things like that national parks want them to pay like a ridiculous amount of money to film there, and are stopping them from taking pictures and stuff. And it's like, what is that about? And I've never encountered this myself, because if I did, I'd be like, you cite me a code, a title. Because policy doesn't make law, and policy doesn't negate your rights. And so I would take issue with that. But just like for example, one of my old haunts, Fort Yargo State Park. It's a great park to go to, and it's worth it to get one of the structured like campsites, like a cabin or a cottage. Or I like the cottages because they're near the water. They're in a cool central spot. The yurts are supposedly really cool, but good God, the noise at night is unreal. I mean, they're literally like a train comes right behind the park at a high rate of speed, blaring its horns at like 3 in the morning. There's a steel plant that fires up at 3 in the morning out there. Why you got to fire up a steel plant at 3 in the morning? What is that? I don't know. But other than that, I haven't really gone to. I mean, there's a few state parks we can go to that are within 45 minutes of here. But I want to use this money I got from the mini truck to actually really fix it up well. Yeah, well enough to where I could take it, an hour and a half to something really truly dazzling with shore power, and then we could have some really good stuff going on. But for now, I think what I'm going to do is just do some test run camping and see what they're saying at Walmart. I know a couple places where I can go that basically no one's going to see me. There's one spot that's going to be really freaking cool, and I have checked the laws. There's nothing they can do to me to throw me off of there for just one night. But it's like it used to be an access platform where they built 85 over there at the 85 corridor at Gwinnett. But it's just like a little grassy cubby with kudzu and stuff all over it, and it's right nestled up next to it's just like on a barren, barely traversed spot over by Gwinnett Place Mall, and it's really cool. Oh, and then there's the abandoned lots by Gwinnett Place Mall, and the old where they knocked down the UA Theater where it used to stand. Crazy enough, the building that I worked at, the I think that no Carmike the old Carmike Cinemas building is still standing over there, and it was one of the first buildings around. They've leveled the rest of them since then, but that used to be right near my house. It used to be a like the central movie hub of the whole county. Like people would come from all over the county because we had 4 movie theaters over here and a ring around the mall. Like there was one at each spot in the ring, and I worked at 3 of them. But that one Carmike building is still over there, and it's probably a moldy rat nest by now. I mean, like no one's done anything with it. The roof looks like it's fallen in. Crazy stuff. I think a car lot, or yeah, a Lusab is using their parking lot for his business. So apparently these people are still selling cars. But yeah, this is looking great in here. Uh-oh. Found our first technical problem. There is a spot of moisture where that lip was blowing. So it is something that can let water pond on you. So that might be like, let's turn that this direction that got us level. And see how that works out. That puts a mist in front of the screen, but yeah, this little guy is kind of a neat one too. I mean, this is like a high-end cooler, but in the shade, I mean, like it's not like air conditioning. It really isn't, but it is making it a little more tolerable to be in here on a hot night like tonight. I mean, I'll bet you it's, with the humidity level, it feels like 80. I bet you I'd look at the alert on my phone or the weather on my phone, and I bet you I could totally see it. But that being said, I'm actually pretty comfy and pretty digging this a lot once I have complete privacy in here and whatnot, and we can test the cooking system and see what it's going to be like to break this guy out from the back door under the awning. We'll have to see what it's like in the rain when you're stuck in here. I mean, this is plenty of computer. I'm on a computer a lot, so that's my entertainment. That's really, you guys and YouTube is all I need. But and you know, YouTube now has movies and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. Probably have a thing of soft drinks or something down here, maybe some bottled waters, maybe some Perrier's or something, some little Smokies or ramen noodle cups or something simple. I want to start doing some one pot meals and stuff, because those seem to be real popular with van, and they make a lot of sense for van life. Stuff in cans, I don't know. I could try it. I've noticed that some of that beautiful food made on Koopy Channel, the K camping guy in Japan, he stops at like gas stations and stuff and buys food, and some of his food looks fabulous. And I'm like, dude, they must have some crazy gas stations over in Japan. I understand that they do. They like 7-Eleven over there is actually like a grocery store gas station too, and so they actually have decent food there, and you can stop wherever you're traveling and get some cold drinks and ice and whatnot. I tell you, there's nothing like Japan, man. I mean, look at this thing. It's nuts, dude. You see, like how big I am compared to it. I mean, it's like, man, y'all some small people. I don't know, but these things are designed for munchkins. But it, is a cargo van. The cargo's me. And yeah, I mean, this is a lot roomier than the tent cot that's in here. And I can tell you right now, it's a ton quieter. I mean, I can't even hear the outside, really. So it's like it's like I'm living in a van down by the river. I'll have to do a video of that too. Living in a van down by the river. But thanks for watching, everybody. That was just one of my personal vlogs, one of our first test runs here. So stay tuned for more, and always remember, there's a wealth around you. Stay safe.